What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Flying Brian's Garage. So, in today's video, which is part 2 of the General, getting it ready for the race, we're about to dive into finishing up the carburetor, which I had mentioned on the last video. That's exactly what we're going to be diving into. So we JB welded our bowl last night, and I've got to go around the center where the bolts in, and I've got to kind of clean this up a little bit and maybe go over it with another coat. Not sure. Alright, so we went ahead and sanded our bowl again. I put one more coat on the outside. We also did an inside coat. What we're going to do is we're going to let this dry, kind of in front of some heat source. And then once it's dry, I will paint this bowl with the metallic chrome that we have to kind of make it look a little better than it does. And then should be able to put everything back together after we cut some gaskets, and then we should have a carburetor again. What I'm going to do now while we're waiting on that, because that's going to take till tomorrow, and we've got some things to do still to this thing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the rear end, get it back on the ground, and then we're going to start working on the front end. We need to take our spindles out. We need to cut some of this off and make a new groove for the lock ring to go on, so it'll be a lot shorter on both sides. We also need to get our steering trajectory fixed and possibly install a new steering arm. We also have I want to build a front bumper, so I want to figure that out too. So steering, fit our spindles better, bumper, carburetor, reinstall the battery, put some gas in it, and then we should be able to ride it in this video. So let's go ahead, get it lowered back down, and let's do the thing. We've not pulled the front wheels off yet, but I did find some paint, just a little bit of black to hit the skid plate that goes down, so that looks a lot better. I'm actually about to start looking for some stuff for the bumper, so that way we have that. This is up here drying still. It is starting to look okay. I do like that some of that stuff self-levels after you kind of smear it on there. And then we'll have enough of the chrome Duplicolor stuff right there, which is awesome, guys. Like I said, if y'all want a imitation chrome, Duplicolor Automotive Metallic Series Chrome High Gloss Finish. That stuff is awesome. Lays down great, as you see. As you see, and as you see, pretty good stuff. We're waiting for that to dry, and also waiting for the steering rod to dry, which I painted up and made look nice. So with all that drying, we're going to go ahead and start looking for some stuff, for some material for our front bumper build, and start getting that underway, because I would like a front bumper on this rig. I think it would look mean, and it would do really well for a race. So I'm starting to gather up some material for a homemade push bumper. we were lucky. We found some bumper material. We got those two brackets, one for each side. We went out to the storage shed because I actually cleaned out our cabinet here. There was a lot of metal in here, and I just reduced it down to the metals that I need in the shop. Put some of the long bars and everything up there on the wall. I don't know if I showed you. I would put a fan in the window now. Or I made a window and put a fan in it because of the smoke coming out of that. Of course, we're still waiting for that to dry, and all that good stuff. But between those two brackets and this thick piece of galvanized, I should be able to make a decent front bumper for this old unit right here. So I'm gonna go inside. I need to get me some more coffee. It is cold as hell out here, and I'm just cold. I'll give y'all a sneak peek of what it looks like outside. You can see the snow on my boots. There's still snow on the ground here. So it is cold. Very, very cold. Cold for us southerners that don't like this crap. Oh, my dog's outside. I hope she just put him out. I need to go take him in. It's too cold for him to be laying on the ground like that. Okay, well, I'm going inside, take me a coffee break, and then come back out here and I'll start putting together us a bumper. I think that'd be cool. So we now have a push front bumper. Check that out. Get some light on that thing. Check that out. Not bad. It's actually really sturdy, really durable. We welded each end so it's capped off, no water, no anything can get in there. And we are now drilling our holes on the frame to fit the bumper. I did notice that the bumper was going to be hitting the lip of the hood. So I came in here with my multi-tool and I notched out so when we open the hood it doesn't hit the bumper, hopefully. So now that we got that done and that done, let's get the holes drilled. We've already got these three drilled. I need to drill out the other side and then find some bolts to fit this, and let's install it. See how good it looks. I'm excited to have a decent looking bumper on the front of this thing. It is so cold in the shop right now that it froze the Roku and it will not work. So I want to get this bumper on and go inside for the night. We have bolts. We have 3 for each side. So let's go ahead and start bolting our bumper on so I can go call it a night. we have a front bumper. Looks good. I like it. The only thing is the hood won't open all the way because of where the bumper's placed, and I did not want it lower than it was, so it's just gonna have to be like that. No big deal. I will find something to be able to hold the hood up when I do need it to be up, but that's good. I like the bumper. It gives it a slightly aggressive look. I wish I could go higher with it like the bumper on the General, but it's just too the hood gets in the way too much. So unfortunately we can't do it that way, but I do like this. I think it looks good. I think it'll look even better once we get it sitting on the ground and see how it looks on the ground. Actually, we might do that now. Let's drop it down and see what it looks like sitting on the ground. Alright, here she sits in all of her glory. Let's get a little backup action going on. Look at that mower. I like that bumper. I like that a lot. All I need to do is paint it, and it'll be perfect. I mean, that just looks really good, guys. I like how this is turning out. Once we get the hood situated, get the spindles cut down and the way they need to be, greased up, and get the steering fixed and the carburetor back on, shoot, we're ready to put some gas in this thing, put the battery back in it, and get this thing out and shred the shit out of it. I really, really, really like the way it's turning out. But I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. It is really cold out. It is getting late, and I haven't had anything to eat today, and I've still got to go put up a video for you guys this week. So I will see you guys out here again tomorrow, where we will be hopefully painting the carburetor bowl, getting it dried and put back together with the carburetor and back on the engine, and getting our steering and front end fixed. So I will see you guys back out here again tomorrow. Alright guys, another day on the General. Last night we came through here and kind of messed with it a little bit here and there. Not a whole lot though. I did do another coat on the carburetor bowl after I sanded it, and then we painted our tie rod, and we installed a bumper, did a few more touch-up spots of paint, and this is where we are. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the front end up, and I'm going to start working on the front end. The spindles, they need to be cut down. I will show you they're really high, as you see, and I know I can cut some of that shaft down, cut out a groove for the lock ring, and re-grease those spindles, readjust our tie rod that goes across, and then do something with our steering rod that steers the wheels. So let's get to it. Painted our carburetor bowl. It is on there. It don't look too bad. It's a distance thing. It looks okay from a distance, but then you get up on it, you're like, what the hell? Yeah, distance. Looks better from a distance. Most definitely. But good thing is it's back on there and it should be sealed. We're about to throw this on and get all that buttoned up, get that completed, And then we're going to bounce back over to our wheels and spindles we need to fix in the front. I did come in here and rally tape the headlights because I will be riding it on dirt, and I know that, you know, it's not as common to have your plastic lens busted, but I think it looks cool. It's going to go with it, and yeah, that was the plan. So let's get the carburetor on and get all that tied up with the air breather and all that good stuff so we can finish our steering and be done with this thing. Take it out for a ride, see how it does. Alright, so we got a couple gaskets cut for our carburetor here, one for the back side, and I'm working on the one on the inside right now. I got these outside of the gasket cut and I got the screws in, but I still need to mark the inside, so I will take this apart, cut out the inside, and then put it on. Mike showed up to help us with the build. He's working on pulling out some bushings. Oh, you got the outer. They come off? I never knew that.
I didn't either. I just found out.
Look at the cheap ass grease zerk on the side. That's a grease zerk.
What the hell is that gonna do?
I don't know.
Good grief.
I'm telling you. Well, I didn't even know those came out. I guess, guys, you can pop the ends out of the
Learn something new every day.
MTD axles there. It's strange. But yeah, he's working on getting us some bushings out, and hopefully maybe they'll fit this axle here, because we are needing some bushings pretty bad in there. And then we'll get all that put back together. He did get one of the spindles cut down for us. I do need to tack the back side of this, because this is the side that has the loose collar. And then we'll have to grind down a keyway in there for the lock ring. But we're getting everything together, and hopefully maybe have it close to done by tonight. Well, all that work on that gasket and it broke. And then Mike, all that work on that damn bushing, and one of them broke. So, of course, I guess I forgot to cut another damn gasket. Probably going to use this one to kind of slightly trace the other one though, so maybe that'll make it a little easier. Hell, I don't know. Let's try it. We got our gasket cut in there, and it is good. So now that part's on, all we got to do is mount our other gasket and mount our carburetor back to our engine and put on the old Edelcock air breather. So I'm about to get this area lit up and get to work, get this back together. Alright, we got our carburetor back on and hooked up. Got the Edelcock air breather back on there. I'm about to go drain some gas and get a battery, and we're going to hook this thing up real quick, see if it'll fire up, and see how it runs compared to the shittiness that it was before.
Big old titties.
Good Lord. Oh Lord. Alright. About to start this unit. Let's get it fuel. Get it choke. Switches. And gas.
Humming. You think it's having a hard time pulling that fuel up that hill?
It's possible. Let me lower the front. I just drop it down. There, that should be enough.
Yeah. punch to it.
Damn.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
I was good. Damn.
Well,
Idle's really good.
it does. It sounds good.
It's not backfiring anymore. It's not spitting and sputtering.
Yeah.
It feels like it might still have a little gunk in the carburetor because it's kind of in.
John Man does that too.
I feel like, honestly, if I get out there and just get a hell, it might break a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, John Man seems to have, it's a little happier the more I drive it. So, you probably got the same thing going on.
I think it's
Just everything's got to kind of find its place in the seat.
right. Good.
Yeah.
Damn. The only thing is I hear my boss vibrate a little bit. I gotta fix that.
Is that what that is? Not even full throttle. Like I'm just tapping it. God dang, that thing sounds evil. Oh, I love it.
It's gonna be dangerous.
A little bit. You better put some brakes on here before you ride it.
It's got okay brakes.
Yeah.
Better than what I got on the Beast. Hell yeah.
Sweet. Sweet.
I want to see now how easy it is to bump it.
It should just fire right up because that's what John Man does. Yeah.
Finally.
Dude, you got good pressure out of both of these.
Dude, this sounds good back there.
Yeah. Wrap it up a couple times. Sounds like my bike. Here.
It just shot fire.
Oh, nice. I like it when you spin flames into the core. The light
Yeah.
does that too.
What time is it?
It will breathe. You got an hour. Before the cops can do anything, you got an hour. If it only had wheels.
Yeah, I know.
We'll learn to do that tomorrow.
Well, guys, the ride's good. I'd say the carburetor's a success. The bulb is dry. There's no leaks whatsoever. I got the idle perfect. It's starting better. Yeah, that carb is dry. So, at this point, I'm going to shut it off and focus on nothing but the front end. And try to get this thing rideable maybe by tomorrow.
There you go.
Alright folks, y'all just saw this unit run and it runs really good. I am very happy with that carburetor and plug installation. I'm also very happy with the fuel pump and fuel filter. Everything seems to work excellent. Mike has left us, but he did help us with the front end. He came in and took the front end apart for us, and he got one of these sides cut down on the spindles. I came through here and cleaned it up. I welded back our coupling on the back side all the way around, and I cut us a groove for our lock ring, and all that is together. I'm about to do the other one, and then tomorrow I got to go to Mike's to do a Will It Run video for you guys, and we're going to do another video for you guys of us riding around and hooning. And he's going to give me the bushings out of his tractor. So, because he was going to buy me some new ones, and I was like, no, just give me your old ones, and you keep the new ones. So hopefully his old ones are good, and we'll replace the bushings on both sides of this axle, and then we'll have new bushings, and all new hardware for the front end. Should keep it nice and tight. So the two things that I'm going to do tonight before I do call it a night is finish the other spindle, which I have to weld the rest of the cup on, and cut it down and cut the groove for it and clean it up. And then I'll probably come through here and take off the steering arm and see about putting the new one on it. And then I will probably call it a night. But I'm going to get as much done as I can out here tonight. That way, when I get the bushings, it's kind of just plug and play. So let's go ahead and get this finished up as much as we can tonight. That way we can go inside and warm up, because it is freaking cold out here, guys. It's like 20-30 degrees. I've got the wood burn heater going, and then I've got my two little heaters going and my little seat there, but it's just not enough. It is really cold out here, and I'm not gonna lie, it's miserable. But we got to get these jobs done. We got to get these videos out for you guys. So yeah, go down there and leave a like. Greatly appreciated, especially by us, but you know, YouTube appreciates it too. Yeah, and it helps keep us in the algorithm. So go down there and smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and that all notification bell. So I want to take a quick second, make a new little commercial thingy, whatever you want to call it. Y'all be sure to go like the videos. YouTube likes that. Comment down below. YouTube likes that. We're still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers to get monetized. So if you're not subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscription button and hit the all notifications bell. That way you're notified every time we put out a new video, which is at least once a week at this point. Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram. The only one that's different is these Snapchats and Avatar. The rest of them are the same profile picture as the YouTube channel. So you can go to those platforms, type in Flying Brian's Garage in the search engines. You should find me, and we post different content to those as a sneak peek to what is coming. Also, be sure, if you want to, come join us on Facebook at Flying Brian's Garage Mud and Race Mowers. We have a group where we're trying to build like-minded folk to come around and share your builds, share your ideas, and maybe even plan a get-together ride or something. So y'all be sure to check out all those things, and stay tuned for the newer videos. If y'all want to check out some of the older videos, we got a bunch of stuff back there in playlists. So if you're feeling a little like in a little Flying Brian's Garage mood, y'all can go back, watch a bunch of old videos, and stay tuned for the newer ones. And let's go ahead and get back into the shenanigans of the video. Alright, we're getting close on the other one. I got all that filed down because it was hard to get these wheels on at first. I had to kind of drive them on. So when I took them off this time, I filed down the shaft itself for the wheels to slide on and off a lot easier. I haven't cut this down yet, but I did relocate the steering tab from back here to up here, so it gives me a better steering. I brought it out some and put it in the same location that would have been the Craftsman, so it accommodates for the longer steering arm that I'm going to be replacing the short one that I made with. Everything seems to have came out pretty good so far, but I'm going to go drop this in the snow to cool it off. It's pretty hot. So, look at that. It's just melting it. cool though. I'll have to clean it off again, but no big deal. I can always do that. Try to pack some of this around it. Kind of useful having snow outside. Okay. So we're going to let that cool off for a few minutes and we'll take it back inside. Then I'll cut this down, do the notch, and then we'll be done with this spindle. And we can put them back on, and yeah. I can't wait to have the steering done on this thing. I think while I'm letting this cool, I might come ahead, go in here, and pull off our steering rod that's on there and get ready to replace it. Wood burner has bumped up the heat in here just a little bit. I've got that cut down, so that is what our new spindle looks like, and I still got to go around and cut the groove for the lock ring. Other than that, we are almost done with this. So I'm going to go inside, take a break, come back out here, cut the groove, and put the wheel on this and secure it, and then we are done with the spindles and almost done with the conversion of the front end spindles and the bushings. Tomorrow, like I said, we will get our bushings for the front axle and then be able to put those in for our spindles. And for now, the only thing left I have to do is get in there and get to the steering rod and figure out a good steering trajectory, and then we should be good to go. But like I said, I'm going to go take a break, and we're going to come back out here, cut our groove, get that assembled and put together just like this one, and then I'll come in here and take off our steering rod, take a good look at this, and get it prepped for our new steering rod. Alright, well, we successfully have both of our spindles done. The only thing that I might do when I get everything put together is these holes right here are a little walled out, and I'm wondering if maybe possibly I should weld some washers on there. Like alright, let me explain this. Once I put everything back together, get the steering rod on and get everything together, get steering the tire rod on that connects the two spindles, get everything lined up and aligned, and then weld some washers on here that are the same diameter as the inside of this, so this isn't so loose and my front end don't wobble, because everything else is good. We've got our clips on both spindles. We've got the right amount of washers that we need. Everything's cleaned up. We got that spindle modified with the steering locator used to be there to connect the steering rod, and it is now there. So everything should be good. Just need to now come over here and remove our steering arm, which is right there, and then get up under here and look at putting our new one on. I know I modified that some, so I got to figure out what all I needed to cut off. We might be stopped at pulling the steering rod because I might have to do a lot of chopping, and I'm not going to be able to get that done tonight, so we will see. But as of now, not sure. But let's go ahead and pull our steering rod, get that out of the way, and start assessing what we might need to do. So there is our original steering rod, and it looks like everything's sitting right on top of where I bolted in. But this is what I'd come up with to pull it out, and that's just garbage. So I've got to get this steering rod here off. I'm going to unbolt it over there, and then I'm going to try to get that to bust loose in one way or another, and then we can put our new steering rod on and get ready for the new setup. Let's see, make sure nothing's gonna hit our belt. This old setup's garbage. It does hit the belt. I don't think the new one will. No. Should clear pretty well. Okay, that's good stuff. As you see right now, things like resting up against the belt. So yeah, let's get that cobbled crap out of there and go back to a better steering. Who knows what I was thinking when I did that. Unfortunately, I just realized this actually is not the right steering rod for this. I do believe this is for a first-gen steering. I don't remember the last time I parted out a first-gen steering, but this is most definitely a first-gen steering rod because it's got the sideways. It's not a up and down. So this here is see how we got our knuckle there. See how our knuckle is back there. It needs to be facing up. So honestly, if I just need to turn it, I might be able to do that tonight and get that done. Let me get under there and check the distancing. If it's something that I have to distance with the front end on, it's not going to be a tonight thing. But if it's something I can kind of judge right now by eye, if it's the same distance and the same length, I just need to turn that, I can cut that and turn it. So let's see what we can do. Alright, it is the next day. I know I said I'd be back in here in a couple days, but well, plans got screwed up for the day and we're on this. I could not get my bushings and I really needed those. I'm hoping somewhere I might have some. We're gonna go look, see if we can find some bushings, and hopefully we can finish this today by ourselves. Well, I just went and searched, and unfortunately we do not have any bushings. But I did just get in touch with Mike, and he said come get the ones that he has on the grasshopper. So we're gonna go over there real quick and snatch some bushings, uppers and lowers for this, and hopefully they're good and we can come back and put them in. Get the steering knuckle done, and then we should be ready to go. Ready to ride. Well, van didn't want to start there for a second. I sure hope it don't give me any issues on the way there and back. If not, or if it does, we might be sitting still. Well, let's hope for a quick trip there and back with no issues. Well, did make it over here. Decided I'm gonna leave the van running and be smart. Oh, he already has the front wheels off and it's already jacked up. So all I gotta do is pull the spindles, pull the bushings. So I don't even have to get out my jack or anything. That is great. I had forgot that I gave him a trailer. So, let's pull these bushings real quick. See if it even has any. It's kind of loose. Well, I'm gonna pull it apart, see what I can get. So thanks to Mike having it lifted up already, took these off pretty quickly. All the bushings are good, and we have everything we need. So let's go ahead and get back to the shop and get to work on the General. Maybe we can get this front end done tonight. I'd like to hope. So we're back at the shop. We got our bushings here. Big thanks to Mike. He was going to order me some brand new ones, and I was like, nope. You've ordered me enough new stuff. Give me your old ones, you order you some new ones. Well, you get some new stuff. So, luckily we lucked out. And the ones that came out of his are fairly new and looked at like they have been replaced at some point. So I'm going to get these nice and clean. Then we're going to go ahead and install them in our axle after I get the axle cleaned up. And then we will worry about greasing and putting on our newly fitted spindles. And then that'll be out of the way, and all we have to worry about is the steering arm, connections, and flipping the steering wheel. And then this thing should be ready to ride. We got a clean set of bushings. Now I hate how Craftsman made these AYP axles there with these plastic bushings that are thin as crap. I really think what they should have done is made a removable sleeve that fit the shaft. Since they already have a grease zerk in it, it should have just been all metal. And when it wears out, you should be able to replace the, shaft itself and the spindle. But I know that they do this to keep from replacing that. It just sucks because it's so thin and they're crappy and whatever. But it's gonna keep the front end tight. So let's clean that axle up, stuff these inside, and get ready to assemble, grease, and all that good stuff. So we can call this front end soon. We can call it done. So let's get it done. One side down, one side to go. Oh man, look how much better that looks than all that stacked crap sat up here, and it just, oh man, that looks so much better. It actually had wore a spot in my hood. You can kind of see it right there. But no big deal. It's fixed now. It just feels nice. It's not all loose like it was. It has a little bit of wobble, but not much. Just a tad bit. And honestly, if that's what I'm gonna get, then that's good enough for me. It was very loose, and this is just it feels nice. Let me put it that way. It feels really, really nice. So with that being done, I'm gonna move on to our other side, get it assembled. Actually, I might wait for the other side That way the tire's not in the way while I'm trying to do that tire rod. So let's get over there and do the tire rod and get that done. Because I got to do a little chopping and a little cutting. But this looks good, and it'll definitely do what we need it to do. So, much improvement. So, we have got all of our old steering parts off, steering rod, and the parts that were welded. Take you under here and show you. We now have our hookup spot free again, and we are about to go ahead and match up and look at our steering rod. I have to clean and put this side back in. That way I have my distancing right. And we have our knuckle over there, or our steering rod itself, cut in half, so we can measure it up and see what needs to go where. It'll be a couple of mock-up stages, and then try to get it right. I still want to do the idea where I weld the washers to the spindles here to close up those holes, because those holes are very large, and it makes the front end a little wobbly. So I want to cure that as well while we're here. I want to do that on both sides, but I need to get everything put together first and in place. That way I know where I need to tack things and make everything straight and aligned. So let's go ahead and get this side assembled and in, and then we can worry about getting the steering rod on, which I'll probably put the tie rod on, get those connected and straight, and then get the steering rod on, and then we can just kind of measure how much we need to cut off of it and then weld it back together, and then we should have the steering completed. Alright, we got a driver side spindle on, and the passenger side spindle on. And oh man, it just looks so much better than it did. I like it. So at this point, what we need to do is get the jack stands out from under it. Just have the jack, so we can get the tie rod on, get it secure, and start looking at our steering rod. So we've got the rod here in the vise. I've got to cut it off like right in here, because it really needs to be shortened. I'm talking like a few inches needs to be taken out of this, but no big deal. We're going to take care of it. I just dusted everything off in here and then realized, oh, I didn't have a lid on my drink, so I had to go inside and freshen up my drink. While I did, wife had made some good homemade chili, so I grabbed me a hot cup so I could come out here and sit, take a break, watch a little Cars and Cameras, and yeah, warm up a little bit. Afterwards, we're going to go ahead and cut our rod down on that end. Then we'll bring it over here, get it in our spot that it needs to go in, figure out how much we need to cut off of the other end of the steering rod, get it out of the front end, bring it over here, cut it down, and then we can bring it over here, clamp it together, weld it, grease the joints, and then all we got to do is figure out the spots for our washers, tack and weld those on for our tie rod, and then this front end is completed and should be a lot better than it was before. So I'm going to finish up with my brake, eat my chili, and then get back to work. Try to knock this out tonight because I have a busy few days ahead of me filming more content for you guys. We got our steering shaft cut down on both ends. I got to pull the other end out of the mower sitting over there, but that is how much we need to cut out of it. It's quite a bit. But I've got the fan gear for the steering. Let's take you over there. So I had everything lined up, and the fan gear for the steering in here is completely even. It's kind of hard to see it, but it's right there, dead middle. There's a indention, like a symbol. It's like a M with a T on the top of it. Well, that is right there at the center bolt, so I know it's completely centered. And unfortunately the wheel's upside down, but no big deal, I can flip it. But that is how much our steering was out of whack with the first setup that I had. And honestly, the first setup was still the prototype steering. So, you know, we had the prototype and now we have the refined version. Well, this is the refined version, but it had the prototype steering. So now we're having the refined version steering. Should be a heck of a lot better for drifting, donuts, turning, driving, etc. I mean, it should actually turn nice and ride exceptionally well, I'm hoping. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pull out our other piece of steering rod, which is right there. Zoom in for you guys. I need to get that out, get everything chalked up in the vise. I know they're supposed to both be straight and opposed from each other. So what I mean by straight and opposed is your rod here is supposed to be like that, with that bolt facing straight down, and then the other end is supposed to be facing straight up. So they're straight in line with each other versus what it was before, but they're opposed from each other. So let me go ahead and get that out of there, get the rod welded up, and then we can slap it back in the mower. And then the last thing we're going to have to do is get the washers tacked and welded so we can get a I actually might try to straighten up the steering just a hair, but yeah. other than that, it should be good to go. So let's go ahead and get this knocked out so we can call this project finished. We have a new steering rod. Opposed, but straight with each other. There she is. Looks good. Perfect angle. It should steer great. So, I need to go cool this off. I've already cleaned it. I'm going to cool it. Then I can paint it and let it dry. And then we can put it on. So we have our ends greased and we have our rod sprayed down. Looks a lot better on camera than it does in person, but you know, whatever. Thank God for camera. So we're going to take and let this dry for a few minutes. Then we're going to come around here and install it onto the mower. We're almost done here, guys. All we got to do is get that installed, get our washers welded and add new washers, flip our steering, and then we have one more issue that I didn't think about, but we need to address it. So down here, when I took out the, let me get y'all in here. When I took out this brace, that apparently did a lot to help hold the belt on. So now I've got this void. So what I'd like to do is probably add another pulley, like right in there. Just another idler to keep everything in check, because if not, that's a little too loose. Now if I clutch, it does it pretty well, but if I had an idler in there, it'd make my clutch ride a little better. Just see, there it is right there. That idler would help it. So, plan is to add another idler pulley in this system, which sucks because I gotta find one and all that crap. But we'll locate one, throw it in, and then we can call this setup done. First things first, I'm wondering, yes, there is an idler pulley in there. Okay, figured there was. It's got a nice bearing on it too. You know what? Let me take this off, because I know that's not going to be needed on there. And I might look at this. If it looks right, I might just weld this up onto the frame. That would sound about ideal for me. Damn. Let's take this under the mower and see if it fits the way it is. So we just finished making a piece for the pulley. It is down here. Is it still? Yeah, it's still pretty hot. So there it is. I'm going to weld it to the bottom of the frame. And that will be our spot to hook our pulley up to. Trying to throw cold dirt on it. Let the cold dirt cool it off. All it's doing is warming up the dirt though. But I'm going to keep doing this a few times till it cools. And then what we will do is we will take it, clean it off with a wire wheel again. Get it nice and clean. I will figure out the placement. We'll weld that stud. And then we'll have a place to put our idler pulley. Alright, we got our pulley assembled, and that is it. We're going to weld this to the top, and it is perfect length down. So let's go ahead and get it hooked up and get this belt system working. That way we can put our steering rod on, get our washers welded, and call this front end done. Alright, we successfully added an idler, and that belt has some grab on it now, so I tell you what, if it didn't before, it sure does now. So now that we got the clutch done and all that, we're going to go ahead and install our steering rod, get it hooked up, see how it's going to fit, and then we're going to worry about our tire rod going across, getting it nice and tight, secure, fastened down, and ready to go. Well, we got our steering rod on, and look at that turning radius. Look how smooth that is. It gets a little more to the left than it does to the right, and I planned for that. But kind of looking like my steering wheel still ain't too straight. I don't know, I may go back with the other one. Guys. Let's show you down there what it's looking like. If I can get the other one straighter, quicker, I'm going to go back with it. But here's our steering rod. Break the light, idiot. It looks really good, actually. And everything's the right trajectory, and it's perfect. It's perfect. So, everything's about done on the front end here. We don't really have any wobble in our spindles anymore. Everything's nice and tight, greased. We got bearings in the front. Everything's painted. Brand new wheels and tires. Brand new bushings. Brand new steering rod. I mean, this whole front end's been redone. Completely redone. And boy, do I like it. So, let's get a steering wheel straight on there. And then after we're done with that, we'll worry about the front end. And as I mean by that, I mean the tire rod, and getting the wheels straight with each other. But that looks straight to me on the front, and that looks about straight to me too, so it might be good. Let's go ahead and see what we can do with our wheel and get it fastened back down so we can continue on. Alright guys, there it sits in all of its glory. It's got a pretty nice steering on it. Everything's nice and lined up. I mean, look at that. Look at that. She turns. I love it. So, now that we got us good steering, we're pretty much done with this unit, and I'm going to have to wait for a couple days because it is raining outside, and I think it's not going to clear up until a couple days, and I'm not getting this thing out in the wet. It's done, had too much work to it, it's got too much electrical on it, so it stays indoors, but it is complete. And we are definitely happy to be done with this unit. It's had a heck of a lot done to it. It looks really good. It operates a lot better. I mean, just look at that engine. Look at that. That just looks amazing. That looks amazing. Everything just looks really good on this. So I'm gonna pull it up there and sit it to the side, and then in a couple days when it clears up, we'll take this thing out and see what it does. I really have a feeling that it's going to be 10 times more powerful than it was before. I can't wait to find out. Alright guys, it's 2 days later, and we're about to head to Mike's for a couple of Will It Run videos for you guys for some future content. So I've decided we, real quick, are going to get the General out and see what all the work we've done is going to do for us. So there she sits in all of her glory. Let's fire this thing up, get it out, and see what it'll do today. Alright, I gotta fetch our key out of my suit. Let's get key to General. Really, it's the key to the Beast, but it fits the General. Alright. Let's see what she'll do for us today. Ugh. And we need our fuel on. I don't know if it needs to be choked or not. let it sit here and warm up for a second. And once it warms up, we'll see what she's gonna do. Alright. I think she's warmed up enough. Start off in like third. It's a lot faster. A lot faster. Oh yeah. See how good it cuts donut. Oh yeah. I may have lost part of my throttle. Not squeezing like it was before. Yeah, I lost part of my throttle. I'll have to fix that later on. I got to get the mics though, because I'm out here playing around and I probably should be over there working. So we're gonna put this up for now. But God, does it ride so much better. It was actually pretty fun. She rides out. I didn't want it that far back. Okay, I'll have to push it forward a little bit. Yeah, she's a runner. I just got to get that throttle fixed. And then this thing will be ready to go. The tires on the front are great. The back tires really got some traction compared to the other ones. And yeah, she's definitely a decent unit. So what we'll probably do in this video is I need to do some hood pins. I need to fix that throttle. And then that's probably it. And then we will finish up this video in a couple of days when I get back from filming more content. So I'll see you guys then, and hopefully by the end of this video we will have this thing completely perfecto. Alright guys, it is the next day. We actually rode this yesterday, but we're having a wee little issue with the throttle cable. We need to secure it a little better so it don't slide in that clamp. And I don't want to clamp it down too hard, because if I do, it's going to crease the sleeve and it's not going to get a good glide. So I have a way to fix that. I'm going to wrap a few wraps around the case, the wire sleeve of some baling wire, and then clamp that down so the baling wire will kind of groove into the sleeve just a little bit, the outer coating of the sleeve, and it'll grab on the metal. I did this last time with that and it worked perfect. So that is what we're going to do. I have already been out here today and I drilled holes in the hood for the existing hood pins that were on the original General hood and put some pins in it. So now we have hood pins. And one more thing I'd like to do before we call this video done is I want to come back here and add a battery clamp down to clamp the battery. That way it don't bounce around, and if I was to flip it or anything of that sort, it's not gonna lay over, arc on something, start a fire, all that good stuff. So let's secure our battery and secure our throttle cable, and maybe back this thing out of here one more time and give it a little hoon before we call this a video. Alright, so as for our battery, I think we're going to focus on the battery strap down first. Let me see what I got here. I did have a bungee cord somewhere. I don't know what I did with it though. What did I do with that bungee cord? I was going to use it for the Beast, but I might be going a different route with that. So, if I can find that bungee cord, which I'm sure I will at some point here, it's just hiding from me, then we will use it to cut it down, drill a hole in it, put a bolt in it, and use that for our battery tie down. Where is that dadgum bungee strap? Alright, got our battery tie down done. Everything should clear. Yeah, buddy. The only thing left I think I want to do is there is a topper for a battery box in here, I think. Right there. I want to see if I just put that over the battery instead of that stupid towel, because I'm kind of tired of that towel sitting there. You know what? I think I know a way to make that better. So this is what I came up with. Battery strap. Covers. No more towel. No more ugliness. That's much better. Alright, now that we got our battery strap down and it covered, we're going to bounce over to pulling our hood pins out that we just installed. There we go. Hood pins. Pull those out, get under the hood. Let's tighten up and readjust our throttle cable. That way we have all of our pedal. And then we can get this thing out and ride it a little bit. And call it a video. Sure am digging how this thing is looking. Now we just get her operating properly. And we're golden. So we took some baling wire there. Came up under here. And took the tape off. I know it's hard to see. We took the tape off the cable there and wrapped it with some baling wire really tight, and then clamped that to the baling wire, and now we have our pedal back. So I'm going to put the hood clips in, and we're going to back this thing out of the shop and fire it up right around the yard for a minute or two. doubt in my mind. It's ready to go. Listen to it just sit there and idle. This thing is too cool. Oh man, it's running like a sewing machine. I love it. Well, I need to go retrieve my hat because I look like an idiot without it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed getting this thing back up and going. It is absolutely perfect. I could not have asked for better. It's finally finished. It's ready to race. It's awesome. So go down there and leave me a like. Comment down below. Love to hear from you. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Hit that all notification bell. That way you're notified every time we put out a new video, which is once a week. God, it sounds so good. Yeah. If y'all want to race and you're in the Georgia area, let me know. Comment down below. Send me an email, flyingbrown2293@gmail.com. We are looking for racers. We do have some stipulations. You must have a strapped down gas tank that's in a safe place. You must have a battery strapped down. We don't care about exhaust. We don't care about any of that crap. We're not like big regulated this, that, and the other. It's a backyard race and we're going to do it. We're going to do it to it. So if y'all want to come out and race, let me know. We'll try to set you up a spot. We do have a couple of trophies to give away, and I might come up with something else to give away for first place. I'm not sure. But as of now, we got about 3 or 4 mowers going to race, and we're looking for more. So if you're interested, let me know and come out and race with us. Also check out the Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Check out the Facebook group, Flying Brian's Garage Mud and Race Mowers. Come share your pictures, your builds, your ideas, all that good stuff. And if you're in the Flying Brian's Garage mood, go to the Facebook or the YouTube channel. There's a bunch of playlists you can play, and if you're just waiting for a new video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's the best way to do it. That way you're notified every time we put out a new video. And until then, I will see you guys on the next episode where we will be doing God knows what, and I'm sure it'll be a fun time. So y'all come join us, and I will see you guys on the next one.